Good evening, everyone, and I am Dr. Cherie, your host of the Live Today show. Unfortunately, we can't hear my little intro music. I don't know what's going on in the studio today, but that is quite all right. This is the Live Today show, airing right here on CAN TV Channel 21. Now, this is an interactive show, so this is you have the next 25 minutes to call in with your questions or comments. Please call the number at the bottom of your screen. That number is 312-738-1060. Let me give you that number again. That number is 312-738-1060. Now, I'm Dr. Cherie. I am your host of the Live Today show, and I am the founder of the Live Today Foundation, where we provide joy, inspiration, and free compression garments to cancer survivors who are under-resourced, uninsured, or underinsured in need of compression garments in order to treat their lymphedema. Now, if you are not able to tune in live on Channel 21, please know that we are also streaming live at cantv.org/hotline. That is cantv.org/hotline. Now, for those of you that are interested in supporting the Live Today Foundation, please, I want you to go out to our website at www.live-today.org. If you want to get a loved one or yourself an application so that you can receive a set of free compression garments, please shoot us an email at info@live-today.org, and we will get that very simple application out to you so that you can now stylize yourself in some fantastic compression garments and treat yourself the way you need to be treated. And if you have any questions, let's say if you're not computer savvy, but you still want an application, or you want to ask a question, or you want clarification on something that I may share with you in today's program, please feel free to give us a call at 754-220-0234. And we also want you to follow us on all of our social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at livetoday.org. That's livetoday.org. Now, I also want to let you guys know, now you can't forget about this. I had mentioned a few months ago that Dr. Cherie and the Live Today Foundation was joining forces to put together a retreat, the Let Go and Live Today and Everyday Retreat, where I will share my blueprint on how to live today and every day. And we are so super excited. We've had a tremendous response, and we have only about, I think, 2 to 3 more cabins left. So, if you are interested, hi Paula, hi Dawn, if you guys are interested in joining me May 15th through the 18th, leaving out of the Port of Miami on the Carnival Conquest, where we will set sail, let go, and set free when I reveal my blueprint for how to let go and live today and every day, you need to be in touch with us. Now, the link for how to find out more information, you can see that on your screen right now. And those of you that are watching live on Facebook and you can't see this, no worries. If you go out to Dr. Cherie's Facebook page, you will see the link and information there. There is also a Facebook group, which is Dr. Cherie's Blueprint for How to Let Go and Live Today and Every Day, that can also give you additional information. Or all else fails, you give us a call at 754-220-0234, or you can always feel free to shoot us an email at info@livetoday.org. That is info@live-today.org, and we will make sure that you receive all of the information that you need in order to join us on this fantastic retreat that's coming up. See, the retreat is so important because it would allow individuals, and I have found so many individuals during my travels here in the States and abroad. So internationally, there are individuals struggling with how to let go, tragedy hits, that tragedy could be the loss of a spouse, a parent, a child, a career, a job, a breast, prostate, from a cancer diagnosis to loss of a limb. There are things that happen, even if it's a major breakup, there are things that happen to us when life happens that sometimes it is so massive to our psyche that we become stuck. We move along in life doing what needs to be done in order to take care of our families, to raise our children, to try to maintain some semblance of a relationship with our spouses. But we really aren't living. We are existing in the midst still of this compacted trouble that we can't seem to break free from. And I thank God, there's a scripture in the Bible that says that we glory in our tribulations, for tribulations worketh patience, patience experience, and experience hope. And that is not to say that we thank God for our tribulations, but we can thank God in them. And I thank God that He brought me through them with a new mindset, a new vision, and a new path that is set for my life. And He has placed a yearning and a passion deep down inside of me to spread the word to everyone who is in need, who has an ear to listen and to hear, to make a change in their lives, because He means for us to do more than just exist. He means for us to live and to have a life, and that we can have it more abundantly. And so there are some tools and some tips that I want to share with each of you. And there's only so much that I can share in a 25-minute show, but I will continue to do what I can. But there, May 15th through the 18th, you will have me be in a captive audience for 3 whole days. And we will have the opportunity to share, to cry, to laugh. We are planning a fantastic, fun-filled program for you, in addition to having some time set aside to really gain and garner these tools that will allow you to truly live today and every day. Hi, LaCrocia, how you doing? Oh my goodness, we have a lot of people signing in on today. Shalonda Knox, nice to see you. So listen, guys, we have a fantastic show prepared for you today, and I am so very grateful again for this very inclement weather that we are having here in Chicago. But you know what? I'm grateful that I was able to get out in it and drive to this studio to do exactly what I'm doing right here and right now. Because about 12 years ago, I was getting chemo around this time, and being out in this weather, driving myself to chemotherapy in the snow and it's gloomy. Oh my God, just being able to try to break through that took everything in me. But at least I thank God that I am on the other side of that, and I want to be a living witness to each and every one of you that there can be life, health, and happiness after breast cancer. And that is also the premise, one of the premises of this show, is to share that, and so to help also individuals live that. Now, remember, when I say let go and live today and every day, I want you to remember that live, as in the Live Today show. Live means, for me and for my organization, what God laid upon my heart to trademark for the motto for my life from here until He calls me home. Live means to love myself and others, to inspire those around me, to voice my dreams and ambitions, and finally to enjoy life. It is my mission to help as many individuals live in the fullness of the life that God has intended for them to live. And I am so very grateful to our partners, of which you can find out all of our partners by visiting our website at www.live-today.org. I am so very grateful for our partners for helping us to fulfill our mission and for making the fulfillment of our mission a reality. And tonight I have the fond opportunity to highlight one of our recipients of free compression garments. And let me show you her beautiful photo. I'm speaking of none other than Miss Brenda. I'm going to try to turn this around for you guys to see if you guys can see what I can see. Yeah, there you go. So Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda is a wonderful 75 years young, and she is pictured here in this photo with her daughter Nicole. It is actually her daughter Nicole that reached out to me and stated that her mom was in need of compression garments. And this is important, because you guys need to know that when I'm stating that these free compression garments, it does not just have to be you. It could be a loved one. I don't know. It could be somebody that you met on the train ride downtown, and you just built up a little friendship in that ride downtown, and they told you about something, and you're like, oh my God, I exchanged numbers with her, I got her email, and yeah, she is dealing with lymphedema. Let me tell her about the Live Today Foundation, or let me tell him about the Live Today Foundation. But back to Brenda. Brenda was diagnosed with invasive ductal carcinoma at the tender age of 75 years young. Now, she was treated with a lumpectomy, she had chemotherapy, and she had radiation. But she began to notice significant swelling this past August, in August of 2019. And like I stated before, Brenda actually came to us because of her beautiful daughter, Nicole Taylor. She heard about the Live Today Foundation, and she heard about our endeavor to provide much needed compression garments to under-resourced cancer survivors living with lymphedema. Now, her love for her mother caused her to reach out to us on her behalf, and we were more than happy to oblige. Brenda is now sporting a matching set of navy sleeve and gauntlet, thanks to our wonderful partner. And see, guys, I'm telling you, it is so very real to be able to put a smile on someone's face and to allow them to grab hold of the life that they once lived. Because I'm telling you, when you go through lumpectomy, mastectomy, and chemotherapy, radiation, it takes a toll on you, and it affects your mindset to a place where it's kind of hard to even envision how you ever even got here or how you'll ever get out of it. And then when you have one disease cause another disease, you really feel like it's a double blow to your psyche and to you physically. So to be able to give compression garments and allow an individual to feel good, to feel stylized while she or he is treating the condition that could very well take them out. Untreated lymphedema can cause infections. Those infections can make you septic. Septicemia can kill you. And that's a very direct road of how you can go from being okay one day and a few years down the line not being here, having battled breast cancer, but now ultimately losing your life to a condition that could have been treated had you had the proper resources. And so with that, I am grateful that my diagnosis has allowed me to go through a turmoil that I really could not see myself clear of or out of. But as a result of that, I have been impassioned with an empathetic fervor that drives and motivates everything that I do. My connection with cancer has done that for me. And so that's why I say I can be thankful that God has brought me through cancer, and I can be thankful, and God allowed me to be thankful in my current circumstances in living with lymphedema. Not necessarily thankful for it, but thankful in it, because that passion and that fervor has allowed me to be a blessing to other individuals. And I want to share with you a video, and it is a synopsis of a commencement speech that I did a few years ago when I went back to my alma mater, Northwestern University, and I gave my commencement speech, and I highlighted some of what I went through and how it changed me, and used my story to motivate students so that they too, once they graduate and move on, will be able to hopefully take this same passion that has enveloped me and take it on into their lives. So take a look at this. Instead of dialing 911, I pulled out my life insurance policy, climbed in bed, and said my prayers. So I managed to live a very full life with my beautiful family until October 1st, 2008. I found a lump in my right breast. That's when everything changed. It was cancer. But there was one person in particular who always kept me driven, even when I tried to give up. Yvonne was born in Sharon, Mississippi, great-grandchild of slaves, married at 15, had her first child at 16. She endured repeated domestic violence, but for fear of the lives of her children, didn't run until they were safely tucked away. Although her life was ahead of her, she was living for her children. Wanting to set an example for her 2 daughters and her 2 sons, she would not allow other societal role models to set the paths for her children. Yvonne decided to live in her own power. 5 years after her last child was born, she received her GED, scoring in the top 5% of all people who had ever taken the test since it started. She received straight A's in all courses leading to an associate's degree, and she went on to become one of the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's leading systemic investigators. And I was fascinated by her tenacity and incentivized by her actions for 2 reasons. First, I too have 2 daughters and was a single parent after a failed marriage. Secondly, Yvonne is my mom. She died while I was going through chemo. After just 3 rounds of chemo, I was home alone and developed crushing chest pain. Instead of dialing 911, I pulled out my life insurance policy, climbed in bed, and said my prayers. After about 6 hours, much to my dismay, I woke up. That night, when I wanted to die, I was tired of the fight, and I did not want to live without my mom. But I truly believe that if I don't give life my all, she will rise up, come and find me, and knock some sense into me. Pain can cause us to be so selfish, because in that moment, I couldn't see how my dying would cause my daughters to live without theirs. But in my mom's life, and even in her death, I was able to find my purpose. I changed my outlook, and I found that people can alter their lives by altering their attitudes. Your parents would never want you to view their lives as a failure. But you are not a failure because you try something and it doesn't work out. You fail only when you stop trying. But just when I was getting back on track, lymphedema set in. The lymph nodes in my right arm had been completely destroyed between the surgery and the radiation, leaving me with permanent, severe swelling of my right arm, hand, and fingers. The swelling made performing the clinical aspects of my job impossible. The job I've always wanted since I was 2. I'm forced to wear compression garments daily in order to control the swelling. And to add insult to injury, at the time my boss told me, "Cherie, a physician who is not clinically capable is of no value to me." I had the great pleasure of less than 1 year later of informing him that I was now the national spokesperson for the Susan G. Komen 3-Day, the world's largest breast cancer organization. As a physician and a patient, I changed my perspective. I want you to be bold in your living. Be willing to take action when others won't. None of us were made for easy. Being alive entails more than mere existence. You must choose not to relinquish your power to misperceptions, fears, painful situations, or people. Nothing can get in your way or prevent you from reaching your goal without your permission. The human existence is paradoxically so frail and yet so powerful. Hooking into that power is what allows us to turn struggles into triumphs, bring visions into existence, and dreams into reality. By breathing new life into dying hope. The hope that sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and believes the impossible. This is your new beginning. Your time to get up and get on with your dream, your vision, your life, because it belongs to you. Woo! Okay, so I gotta tell you guys something really, really funny here, especially to my Facebook folks. So my co-producer is sitting over in the studio, my best friend of 40 plus years, who has heard me speak and know my story inside and out. Tell me, why do I see her during the video get up, tiptoe over to the Kleenex box, and this woman is sitting in the studio now blowing her nose. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love her. Unbelievable. But the reality is God has been good to me. And it really is. And in seeing that, and especially when I hear myself talking about my mom and the impact of her in my life, I have to admit it. I was about to cry too. But the reason why I shared that video with you is I want you to realize that formulating the plan for my new life, it really did require time for introspection, for motivation, and strategizing how I was going to make that happen. And this is something that I want to help as many people as possible. Each and every one of you that are listening to me and that are watching me, I want to help you do that, because life is too short not to live it to its fullest. And one lesson that I know that we all have to learn in order to move forward, and that is this, that there has to be a paradigm shift looking at past, present, and future options. Because struggles have a way of bringing us to a point where we're forced to consider what we still have rather than what we've lost in order to bring a new dream or vision and path into existence. So I want to end tonight's show with this. I want each of you, under the sound of my voice, and if you're watching me right now, I want you to take inventory. Take inventory of what you still have rather than what you've lost. Whether it's one breast, whether it's two breasts, whether it's the full activity of a limb due to lymphedema, whether or not it's a parent, whether or not it's a relationship, whether or not it's a career like me. Regardless of what it is, I want you to look past what you've lost, and rather I want you to focus on what you still have, because that is what is going to allow you to bring a new vision, a new path, a new way of thinking into your life, so that now you can move on into the full purpose that God has set for you. And I am so very grateful. Again, I want you to tune in next time, which is March 11th at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I'm going to interview one of our co-producers, Ms. Karen Roberts, as she informs us of the impactful work that her grassroots organization, which is the Envision Life Foundation, what it is doing right here in the Chicagoland area. And listen, guys, I have to thank my producer, Carlisa Crawford. I have to thank Karen Roberts in her absence. And I have to thank the Fabulous Vibes for my intro music. Guys, remember, be present, take charge of your life, and live today and every day. God bless you.